This is day 37 of our Leetcode daily question series, and today's question is count number of teams. In this question, we are given with a vector ratings which determine the ratings of n soldiers indexed from 0 to n minus 1. We have to form a team of 3 soldiers at index I, j, k. We can choose any 3 indexes, but I should be less than j and j should be less than k given in the question, and a team is valid only if the rating of I is less than rating of j, which is less than rating of k, which means these ratings should be in the increasing sequence or decreasing sequence, as rating of I should be less greater than rating of j, greater than rating k. Like in the given example, if we see this example, rating equals to vector 2 5 3 4 1, output is 3. As if we choose any index for j, let's say 3. So if j is 3, I should be at left and k should be at right. Okay, the index of I is 2 currently here. So can we choose two elements such that rating of I is less than rating of j and rating of k is greater than rating of j? So we can choose 2 here, which is smaller than 3, and 4 here. So 2 3 4, these are correct answer. Okay, this can be a team we can form. Okay, so as in the explanation, 2 3 4 is given as a correct team. Also we can make a decreasing sequence. So if we choose 5 from left and 1 from right, the sequence will be 5 3 and 1, which is a decreasing sequence which satisfies the second condition, which is rating of I greater than rating of j greater than rating of k. So 5 3 1 can also be our answer. There can be multiple answers, and the last team we can make is choosing 5 4 and 1, choosing j as 4, I as 5. The value of I, the rating of I is 5, rating of j is 4, and rating of k is 1. So this can also be one answer. So the output will be 3 in this case. We cannot form any more teams. Like in this example 2 1 3, output is 0, but because we can't make any team in the form where I is less than j less than k and we satisfy any of these two conditions. Now I have wrote the code, as the code is very simple. What we need to do is we will simply take any point between 1 to n minus 2, because as the j lies between I and k, so there should be at least one element at the left and one element at the right of the j, because k is at the right and I is at the left. So we can't choose j here, because if we choose j here, I is out of bound, and if we choose j here, k is out of bound. So we can choose j from only these three indexes. Okay, after that what we can do is we can simply count number of elements which are smaller in the left side and number of elements which are greater in the right side, and we can multiply them both to get our answer. And for the decreasing sequence, what we can do is we will simply check the number of greater element from the left side, number of greater element than the current element, this is j, and number of smaller element at right side, and we can multiply them both to increase in our to append in our sum. Okay, so like I wrote the code, we will simply initialize the integers value I for loop, and which is size small left, small right, large left, and large right, to count the number of element which are smaller or greater or anything in the left and right. And we have taken a variable sum equals to 0 to return in the end. Now what we are doing, we are simply running a loop for index j, which we are using to generate answer. So for I equals to 1, I less than n minus 1, I have run the loop, because as I said, j can be only in between these three indexes. J can't be at 0 or n minus 1 index. So that's why I started the loop from 1 till the n minus 2 index. Okay, now I have initialized the variables some small left, small right, large left, and large right as 0, and this loop is to calculate the values at the left side, the number of values at the left side which are smaller than current value, which is rating of I. So I write if rating of j is less than rating of I. For j equals to 0, j less than I, this is for the left part. So if the current value is less than the if the value is less than the current value, which is rating of I, that where loop that j equals 0, j less than I. So if rating of j is less than rating of I, small left will be incremented. If rating of j is greater than rating of I, large left will be incremented. If rating of j is less than rating of I, small right will be incremented. This is for the second part. for the right part, to check in the right portion how many smaller values and larger values are there corresponding to the index that we are. Okay, so like you can see, this loop for I equals to 1, I less than n minus 1, this loop is for the current jth index at which we are, and this loop is to generate all the answers, to calculate how many smaller and larger values are on the left side, and this loop is to generate, to check how many smaller and larger values are on the right side. And after that we simply added all the values in sum. As I said, sum will be incremented as small values in right multiplied with large value in right, and also small values in left multiplied with large values in right. This is for the increasing sequence and this is for the decreasing sequence, these two sequences mentioned here. And after that we will simply return our sum. Okay, I have also submitted the code. Let's submit again. Okay, so the code is running properly. Thank you for watching. You can also do this question with DB approach.